Melba and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 things that I learned last month. And if you've been subscribed for a while, then you know that this is a series that I'm doing regularly. So hopefully you're enjoying it, and let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I learned last month is that being happy at work is so important. Yes, money is great and all, but you're at your workplace for 40 or more hours a week, and it's so important that you do something that you enjoy and that you love it. So if you're unhappy at work, you really have to stop and ask yourself, why are you unhappy? Is it the job that you don't like? Is it your employer? Is it, your coworkers? Or is it you? Is it just a matter of your attitude? Once you've identified what is it about your job that's making you unhappy, you can then decide how you want to move forward. You can either adjust your attitude or start looking for new opportunities. But remember, if you're 40 hours or more a week somewhere, you want that place to be somewhere that builds you up, a place where you don't mind spending your day. So keep that in mind and try to make the best possible decision that you can. The second thing that I learned is that who you work with is just as important as what you do. You can have the most incredible job, you can love your day-to-day workload, but if you are not seeing eye to eye with your coworkers and if you're just clashing at all times, it's going to be very difficult for you to enjoy your work. And the same thing goes the other way around. If you have the best colleagues and you love everyone on your team, but you don't like what you do, it's going to be hard for you to succeed. So really what I'm trying to say is that those two things have to be at a balance. You have to like your work and you have to like your colleagues. So it's just really important that you find, if you're in the process of looking for a job or looking for new opportunities, find something that not only is a good fit for you in terms of what you can do in your day-to-day activities, but also something that's a good cultural fit for you to make sure that you're going to have the progress and see the progress that you're hoping for. The third thing that I learned is that communication is key. Now, I am a stickler for good communication. I think it is the essence of any good relationship. But somehow last month, I kind of neglected having good communication in some areas of my life, and that did come back to haunt me. What I learned ultimately is that if you're not feeling good about something, if something is just not sitting right with you, if there's any doubts in your mind about whether you're being valued or not, anything of that nature, you have to tell someone about it before it's too late. If you wait for that opportunity to build up even further, it's just going to create tension between you and that other person. So it's important that you just voice your concerns, tell people how you're feeling, and give them a chance to actually react to it. Give them a chance to either defend themselves or give them a chance to improve the situation. Whatever it may be according to your circumstances, but it's important that you talk to people when it's needed, and at the same time also know when it's best not to say anything. Again, if you let that lack of communication build up until something just explodes, at that point it's probably best that you take a step back and don't say anything that you could possibly regret. The fourth thing that I learned is that it's okay not to have an answer. Last month, I actually walked into a meeting without a meeting agenda in place, and I had no idea what I was walking into. And in hindsight, what I should have done was actually clarified what the meeting was about beforehand. But since I didn't do that, we were pretty much going through the meeting, and at the end, they asked me to clarify something, and I had no idea what to respond. I pretty much drew a blank and made a complete fool of myself. What I should have done was said something along the lines of, hey, you're catching me completely off guard at this moment. I don't have an answer for you, but if you give me a few hours or a few days, I'll be happy to get back to you. Not only was my lack of a response completely foolish, but it made me feel very small and very inadequate. So don't be me, don't make a fool of yourself. If you're in a position where you have to answer something and you don't have an answer, it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, I don't have an answer right now, but I will have it for you at this point in time. The fifth thing that I learned is that it's better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not. And there's going to be people that like you, there's going to be people that love you, and there's going to be people that can't stand you. And that's all perfectly fine. What's not okay is for someone to try to change who you are. Last month, I was in a really awkward position where someone was trying to give me advice, and they were pretty much suggesting that I change who I really am, or that I position myself differently in certain aspects. And not only was I a little bit offended by this, but I sat down at a later point with myself and I was reflecting on what I was told, and I thought, you are completely wrong. Whether or not that advice came from a good place, which until today I'm not actually sure, but regardless of that, it's just unacceptable for someone to try to change who you are or to suggest that you do that. Again, if somebody doesn't like you, that is perfectly fine. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but don't try to change who you are, and don't let other people try to change who you are just so that you seem like a more likable person to them. That's a big no-no. Just be yourself, and if somebody doesn't like it, then that person probably doesn't belong in your life. Okay guys, so that was it for today's video. I am really enjoying this series, and I really love making these videos for you guys. I actually have a notepad, an app on my phone where I keep track of everything that I've learned so that I don't miss anything. So I hope you're enjoying these as much as I am. And if you learned something last month, please let me know in the comments section. I would love to read that. And also, thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently to my channel. Again, really, really appreciate that. But thank you guys, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.